Hi guys and welcome back. Bitcoin is going here tremendously to the downside, and I will show you the exact reasons why this is happening. So you should definitely don't miss out on this episode because this might be just another massive bear trap. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Thursday. I almost said Monday. I don't know what's going on here. So, Bitcoin is going to the downside. I know everybody's going crazy right now, already calling for the end of the bull run and whatnot. But I can tell you, this is just a liquidity grab. A really well-coordinated liquidity grab because everybody was anticipating yesterday already that we get the rate cut and something really crazy happened. I just realized this over the course of today, that Jerome Powell said he's not sure about the rate cut in December. There might be no rate cut in December, but here is the thing with that. If you pay attention to the news, what's going on right now between Trump and Jerome Powell, there might be another guy coming in December and kicking him out. So, and I don't think that the new guy will not cut rates on the first day that he will be basically in, you know. So there is some rumors about that Trump tries to kick now Jerome out to get the other guy in because he's pro-crypto. You can look that up in the news. I saw that a couple of days ago already, or even a week ago is when it was like last weekend, I think, when I saw that. So be ready that there are some crazy news potentially coming. Something else that happened also today is that Trump actually met with the Chinese president, and they reached a trade agreement, which is not really surprising because they were basically running out of time. They had to make one by tomorrow or after tomorrow to avoid the 100% tariffs basically getting activated for China. So, and yeah, they reached a trade deal. So there's also no trade war going on anymore, and lowered the tariffs to 47% instead of 100%. So that is positive news for the markets. I think the US, because they're just waking up, they have to digest this, and in a couple of hours, we're gonna see another move here back to the upside. For now, on the weekly chart, on the higher time frames, we are still looking fine in terms of the overall structure. There's nothing to be worried about just yet here, as long as we're holding above $106,000. But lose that level and it will get really fast ugly for us. And something else that we need to definitely pay attention to here is the fact that we're putting in here a bearish order block currently. So if bulls want to step in, they have to do it basically right now. They have to come in right now and defend current price levels and push price up again. Let me just adjust this here a little bit. Yeah, so here, this bearish order block, what we need to see from here on a weekly time frame is that we move out of there really fast, you know. So this now just yeah, so you get the idea, you know. So I'm not saying that we have to go down to $135,000, but this is just for example purposes, you know. So yeah, but we need to come up here quickly, really quickly now. Not fully retrace the candle, but I would like to see that we retrace here at least to like $112,000 before this week is ending. So, and in my opinion, this is just another move to scare people out of their positions. Again, there is a lot of hype around the 4-year cycle and stuff like that. That it might come to an end, you know, or that it's actually playing out and we are at the end of the bull run. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. We did not even have a proper altcoin run yet. And Bitcoin also, in all variations of the prediction models, Bitcoin is well underperforming where we should be, you know. So there's there is more time in the market than what a lot of people want to make you believe, and their narrative is only supported by this move to the downside right now. But wait until we go back to the upside, and then they're like, oh shit, I was wrong. So here we're currently at the 200 moving average on the daily chart. So we basically broke below that today. Latest by tomorrow, we need to see a reclaim at $109,000 is currently the 200 moving average. We need to see a reclaim, worst case by tomorrow. And today we need to close above the 0.5 level. So as long as we're closing above the 0.5 level, we should go back up by tomorrow, and that will be kind of like a V-shaped recovery, because what you don't want is another CME gap now over the weekend, where we are pumping on Friday when CME is closed to, let's say, 110, then over the weekend we reclaim this upward sloping trend line. So you don't want to see that, because then we have here another nice CME gap that needs to get filled. For now, we are just putting in another higher low compared to this one here. So here higher low, here another higher low. Nothing crazy, you know. So we are overall still in a healthy structure with these higher lows, as long as we maintain that. On the daily, on the 4-hourly time frame here, the golden ratio is lining up with the 0.5 level on the daily, and that just shows you again how much confluence matters in these markets, you know. So as long as we are also here on the 4-hourly chart holding above 0.65, 0.618 at $108,200 to $108,600, we should be fine. We are basically just sitting on the edge here of the 0.618 level, and we have a little bit more than 2 hours to stay above that. And for now, it doesn't look that bad, you know. It doesn't look that bad that we are able to hold this. Now on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients, also here early signs that this whole move was just a bear trap. Because look, I'm gonna remove this here for a second, that you see that better. And then I'm gonna move on here. Let me see this. Whoa, is this delayed on this here? This is crazy. So yeah, but that's fine. So here, as you can see, we are back in the green phase, and you know the drill, guys, with these green phases. You know, what we're waiting for right now is a take profit signal, followed by a dot plot here, and then it's back to the upside. So we got here on the reactor indicator, we got 2 dot plots already that is signaling this move to the downside is most likely, the worst is already over, you know, it's already over, and let it maybe go down another $1,000, $2,000, you know, so all the way down here to that level, but then we're going back up. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is what's playing out here, and this whole move is just fabricated to scare people out of their positions right now, because there was no real reason why we should have gone down here right now, at least not from a news perspective, and also on the on the price action. Okay, we got rejected here from 0.5 level. But there was no reason to break support here, you know. So, and especially creating a wick like that, coming back up, getting rejected again, is really, really strange to see something like this. So now here on the deviation liquidity side, so we got liquidity taken out here on the upside a long time ago, but also on the way down now, there was multiple times liquidity taken over here and also over here now in that resistance block. So and now we have here this deviation. That deviation was now also broken. And now that whole area is a deviation. Rare, but it happens. I've in a long time not seen something like this. So, but it doesn't change anything on my entry here for the next trade. So if you want to trade Bitcoin, this is right now a good moment to get into a position. Far right? No, it's showing. I made sure that the chart is showing. So here, again, entry Bitcoin right now for a trade, $107,800. Just have a tight stop loss here at a little bit lower actually. We can go like to 106,800-ish. Yeah, 106,800 is fine. 4% move to the upside here to $112,000 approximately. And then what you want to wait for on the way back up is that we are getting break of structure from this downward sloping trend line. You want that we break this downward sloping trend, and you're gonna get first warning signs for that. First warning sign that we are ready to go back to the upside is when we are breaking this line here. Just make this for visual purposes now a different color. So once we're breaking this yellow line, we are ready to go back to the upside. So that is what you want to wait for. And once we're breaking that, that is also a confirmation that we are definitely going into the target of this trade here. So if you enter the trade right now, just set your stop loss. The stop loss is fine. You know, we're talking here roughly 1% that you are risking. So if you trade with 10x leverage, you're risking 10% of your position. It's okay, you know, because you make potentially 40% here on a 10x leverage trade. Then here on the 30-minute chart, also here, my entry level got triggered, so which is basically slightly above the trade that I just have given. So, and look here, how sniper accurate we came down here to $107,400 approximately. And now I believe that we are ready to go back to the upside. Again, this downward sloping trend line is the one on the shorter time frames that I'm watching to make sure that we are definitely going back up here into now former support, acting as resistance most likely when we get back up there. I need to change the color quick. Was this one here? Yeah, I think that was the color. And then 36, no. Yeah, so here this is, once we break that trend line here, this is your target, $113,600, $114,000. I also will not lie to you guys, my trade is massively underwater. You know, I'm gonna show it to you, you know, so I'm here 50% underwater right now on my trade. But I let it run, guys. I let it run. I'm confident that this is playing out, you know, so here early reversal signs on the 15 minutes chart. Like I said, when we break the downward sloping trend line, we should turn around again. My liquidation price is quite low, $104,000. For now, I don't think that gets touched unless there is something crazy happening with the news, which it doesn't look like right now. But I want to be fully transparent with you guys. You know, when I'm having trades in a loss, I also show that. You know, if I get liquidated, I get liquidated. I have another 80K parked to add to this trade if I need to. You know, so yeah, if I really have to, I move that quick around and add to this position to not lose it. You know, if I lose it, then I just open with the 80K new position and make it all back. You know, that's either way for me is fine. But I try, of course, not to lose that here. But for now, it still looks for me absolutely fine. You know, I'm not worried about this. If you want to trade with me on Weex, guys, don't forget, there is a link in the description. Follow all the steps. This is one of the main platforms where I'm trading right now, especially my Bitcoin trades. They're all there. You get $400 just for signing up there, binding your phone and your email address and downloading the app, and another $400 if you deposit $500 there. And you will, on top of that, be added to my private Telegram group where we are still killing it, even in these market conditions. You know, so and the steps how to join the Telegram are in the description. But you need a Weex account and follow all the steps in the description for that. Now let's go to liquidation levels. So here on the liquidation side, you will understand a little bit better why there was a fabricated move, because look where we stopped. You know, did I not tell you guys yesterday we could take out here these levels, worst case, take out these levels and then we bounce. So we see a small bounce here right now, and I did tell you here, I don't think that anywhere in this box we're gonna start liquidating anything. So of course that can still happen with the next 4-hourly candle, but by taking all the liquidity out here, I don't think so. I don't think so that this is going to happen. There might be no, I don't think so. I think the worst is definitely over here. What's of course not nice is that we broke down here from that falling wedge pattern, but they have a 30% chance to break down. You know, there is a 70% probability that they break in the desired direction, which would have been to the upside. But there is, of course, the 30%, you know, and this is now a 30% case for that falling wedge pattern. And there's no other pattern here shaping up currently. Besides a bearish one that I just see here. But would I make a case for that? No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not a broadening rising wedge. It's actually not. So here, really bearish rejection from the 50 moving average. Here on the way down, we retested, got rejected, dumped again to the downside. So that is something that we definitely need to reclaim here at $111,500 approximately. And then we start building here some more short liquidity currently. Over leveraged short liquidity at 100, what is this? Yeah, exactly where the 50 moving average is sitting. So expect here in the next 24 hours a move back into $112,000, but only if we break this downward sloping trend line. This trend line is across all time frames, guys. You know, it's on the daily chart. It's from the daily chart down. It's everywhere. Now on the liquidation heat map, let's see what changed here. Let me see. Where was that? Was it here? Oh yeah. So here, major levels were liquidated already, and you see here below us there's not much, you know. So how low can we go? You know, the lowest that we can see here would be like $106,500, but then below that there's basically nothing, you know. So we need to go like to a really high time frame to find liquidity below this. Yeah, so here even on the monthly there is not much below us. On the free month there will be a little bit more, but yeah, look here, even on the 3 monthly chart there is not a lot, you know. So how high do I need to go here to find massive liquidity in areas below us? See, there is almost nothing. So maybe here in the last 3 days they built something up. See here, also there is nothing anymore. So the lowest, like, I can only repeat myself, the lowest that we can go here is like 106, and then it's back up because there's no liquidity. Why would a market maker drive price lower? It makes no sense, you know, unless he wants to help Michael Saylor and other people to buy cheaper Bitcoin, you know. So, but the real areas of interest, they're all above us. So here, $109,000 approximately short squeeze, $110,000 short squeeze, $111,000 short squeeze, all lining up here to push price back to like $113,000 in the next coming days. And then you see here, the liquidity is all to the upside. And we know what's happening when liquidity is massively stacked to the upside. We go to the upside. That's the only way that we can go. That's the least path of resistance, especially if you have no liquidity below us. You know, why would a market maker go in a direction where there's no money to be made? You know, so they want to go where they can make money, and that's to the upside. The Bitcoin dominance broke down from the rising wedge pattern. That's exactly what we wanted to see here. But I also told you, expect here then a retest of that downwards from the upward sloping trend line, the bottom line of that, and then we're gonna get that drop to the downside. So we are pumping here right now back into the rising wedge pattern because Bitcoin is of course dropping. But let Bitcoin settle, and you're gonna see that we're gonna get a juicy candle to the downside here on the dominance. So, and I think that candle can look like something like this one here. So I just want to make sure here sometimes that you see enough of the chart. Yeah, so something like this is what I'm looking for. Then the total free market cap coming down here, retesting $992 billion or $980 billion. We can technically touch that level here at 980, but I think that's also where it's gonna stop and bounce from there back to the upside to 1.04, $1.06 trillion. So for now we got a rejection candle here. Not really surprising, was the first real test after we shaped here the W pattern. So, but on the next move we should sustain to hold this level and get continuation into higher prices. Ethereum now we are close to our stop loss. So I hope that many of you guys that got all the way up here to like $4,200 that you took money off the table. You know, I told you so many times, use stop losses, you know, trail your stop losses when we go higher. And yeah, I just hope that a lot of you guys listen to that, because now the only thing that I would do is if we come here back to like $3,800, $3,880 approximately, I would re-enter from there with size and then trade the whole reversal. So here that we move currently below support, as long as we are not getting continuation by tomorrow, we should be fine. We should be definitely fine, but also here, watch this downward sloping trend line. We need to reclaim that, and then you get continuation to the upside in the point of control on the VPVR here at $4,300 approximately. Then Solana also not looking good here right now, on the 4-hourly time frame at least, even though we start to look oversold. On the daily we are a little bit going down. On a 12-hourly, it also looks like the next 24 hours that this might be over based on the indicators. So here on the 4-hourly time frame we are starting to get into oversold territory on the RSI. MACD is still looking bearish, stochastic looking also bearish right now, but this is because we still have over an hour left here. So I think when that current candle is closed here in 1.5 hours, that we're gonna get here either an indecision candle with a doji. Oh, sorry, my drawing skills. A doji candle. I'm so bad. There, doji candle, and then pump back to the upside, or the candle goes straight a little bit up here, and then you get either some sideways chop just below resistance, or we break through here and then just below the golden ratio you got the consolidation before we get continuation. So this is what I see for Solana, guys. I'm already way longer here again on the stream than I wanted to, but yeah, this time today a lot of people were here. Thank you so much for that. Let me have a quick look here, for example, on Hyperliquid. So Hyperliquid, this is a trade that I want to give you guys. Hyperliquid in this massacre right now in the market, one of the stronger coins. I'm actually also trading right now. Hype, I just need to check on which account. I have too many accounts right now. It's what happened here? Did I got stopped out already? Shit, I got stopped out. I need to jump back in. Happens sometimes. I got stopped out with like a $40 loss. So now I'm getting back in. How much do I make here? So this is let me see. I want to make like this. This is fine. So I jump back in. Yeah. So here, just as you see, I just entered this. Again, I'm completely transparent with you guys all the time. So just as you see this. Whoop. I just entered that. Don't do 20x, guys. Don't do 20x. You see, I play with a little bit amount of money there with like $470. You know, that's all what I'm playing with, $470. So don't do what I do with 20x. You know, I know what I'm doing here. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in here once again on this first day. I have to run. I have soon a call that I need to attend. So thank you so much. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again. I hope still with the portfolio.